Okay, so dynamic data structure can use more or less memory as needed. Okay, so this isn't static. It's not got a set size at the start. It changes size during use, and extra memory is available from this thing called the heap. So the heap is a pool of unused memory, and it's used as and when needed. So the way it works is it uses more pointers, basically. So the data in the structure could be in various locations all over memory, and it links together through these extra bits of data known as pointers. So we saw pointers in static data structure, but we need more of them now. So we've got our start pointer, 3. So that will start us at this location here. So the first item in our dynamic structure is Dave. Dave then points at memory location 4. So then we go Dave to Bob. Then Bob goes to memory location 1, which is Walter. And then Walter goes to memory location 7, which is Sally. And Sally's got a pointer, which is called a null pointer, which means that we're at the end of our dynamic structure. So you can store data like this in what's known as a dynamic data structure, and it uses more data because we need extra pointers. Okay, but if we've got extra pointers, there are advantages and disadvantages to this, but we'll go through that in the next video. We're just going to go through here the understanding of pointers and how to do some of the more basic operations on a dynamic data structure. So if we've got a dynamic data structure, so we've still got this Dave, Bob, Walter, Sally. That's the order at the minute. We want to add to the dynamic data structure, and we're going to add the name Sally again, just to show you the data can be the same. And it's simply the case of getting a new free memory location from the heap. So let's say the heap have just allocated me memory location 6, adding the new bit of data to that location. And what we do is we get that location and copy it to where currently the null pointer was, because that was the end of the list, but it's not the end because we're adding something new. So we copy the current new memory location into where there was a null pointer, put our data in that location, and then add a null pointer to that one instead. So now we've got a data structure that goes Dave, Bob, Walter, Sally, Sally. If we want to remove from a dynamic structure, this is simply a case of copying one pointer of the piece of data you are removing to the correct location. Okay, so if you imagine at the minute, we've got Dave pointing to Bob, Bob pointing to Walter, and Walter pointing to Sally. Now we want to get rid of Bob because it's an awful name. So what we'll do is we'll say Dave is pointing to 1, but it wasn't before, was it? It was pointing to 4. But all we've done is we've took Bob's pointer and copied it to Dave, basically eliminating Bob, because Dave was currently pointing to Bob, and then Bob was pointing to somebody else. So if we take Bob's pointing to somebody else and move it to Dave, Bob's now no longer part of our dynamic structure. So by copying one pointer in the correct place, from one pointer from the person you're deleting to the person that was pointing at the one you're deleting, you are therefore deleting that bit of data. Okay, and then finally, last one is if we wanted to insert. So we want to insert, currently we've got Dave, Bob, Walter, Sally. We want to insert after Dave, after Walter, we want to insert a new bit of data again. Again, I've gone with the name. I think I just forgot to change the name, but don't worry about it. The concept's the same. So it's simply a case of getting a new free piece of memory from the heap, and we just need to change 2 pointers this time. So, we've got Dave pointing to Bob, Bob pointing to Walter. Walter needs to point to the memory location, which is what you've just got from the heap. So I've just got memory location 5 from the heap. Now, I can't put that straight in there because that would overwrite what's in there, because we need 7. So what we do, we put the data in the memory location, we copy what was Walter's pointer and give it to our new memory location, and then we put our new memory locations inside Walter's pointer. So now we've got Dave pointing to Bob, Bob pointing to Walter, Walter pointing to our new Sally, and our new Sally pointing to our old Sally. Okay, and then I've just realised that says 6. Hopefully you can identify there's nothing in 6. That should have said null. It's my error, but I'm 5 minutes into the video. I don't want to re-record it. So that should have said null there. Please ignore that 6. But that's how you insert into a dynamic data structure.